Coming up on the second edition of Lubbock ISD Today, Atkins Middle School holds a ceremony to remember and teach students about a tragic day in American history.
This day impacts, parents, impacts spouses, impacts kids, and so that's what we want to kind of commemorate, is to remember those who gave the sacrifice and how can we incorporate that into our next generation of Americans.
Also, across multiple Lubbock ISD campuses, elementary school students celebrate 50s Day in honor of Lubbock's most infamous rock star's birthday.
It's his birthday.
How old is he gonna be?
87.
So what kind of music did Buddy Holly play?
Rock and roll. He is a performer.
To continue off of last week's episode, LISD's second-year students go on a tour to Roscoe Wilson and Waters Elementary to meet with the fearless leaders of both schools.
That excitement of being able to accomplish something and feel like what you've worked so hard for you accomplished is incredible.
And James Pennington hits at the beginning of the fall season with some cooler temperatures this week, and maybe even some rain.
Plus, Diego brings us live news about the one and only T Swift and her massive sweep at the VMAs on Tuesday on Tuned In.
But Taylor Swift wasn't the only one to bring home a trophy or two this week, as Lincoln brings us news of a Lubbock High volleyball victory against Coronado on gameplay.
All this and more on this episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
Hello and welcome to our second episode of Lubbock ISD Today. I'm Sierra Davila, a junior from Lubbock High School.
And I'm Aubrey Noble, a junior from Monterey. Sierra, we're already on our second episode of Lubbock ISD TV. Now that's something to be proud of.
That's right, and we have so much more to share with you.
Up first, we take a look back onto this past Monday, where at Atkins Middle School, nearly 600 students and staff held a school-wide assembly to pay tribute to the heroes and those who lost their lives on 9/11. In total, there were a grand 3,000 people that passed away on that tragic day. And the assembly at Atkins was an honoring, respecting, and learning the history of September 11th.
There are several reasons why. The first thing it's important is because our way of life was attacked. And unfortunately that there are certain societies out there that don't agree with how we live. And also it's important to honor those who gave that ultimate sacrifice. So one's for the defense of our country, two is to honor those who gave that sacrifice. And to never forget, because the following day or following weeks, you could not find an American flag in the store. We were united under one flag, one belief. And so kind of summarizing those three things is why it's very important never to forget.
What a great way to honor those who have lost their lives. And on a much different note, Mackenzie Middle School prepares their students for a real world with mock interviews. Take a look at this footage here. Students were interviewed for their jobs they wanted in the future. These jobs range from being a doctor simply to working at the supermarket. At the end of the day, it's all about preparing students for their future success.
I just hope that they get confidence. I know it can be scary applying for jobs, having to go to interviews. I remember my first interviews and they're very nerve-wracking, so hopefully that it'll just give them confidence and they'll see that they can actually do a much better job than they thought they were going to do.
We got interviewed for a job and I just got the job, and she said that she'll love to have me as a worker.
That's awesome. So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I got the job and I improved myself what I wanted to do.
And if you didn't know, on September 7th, many of our schools across the district celebrated Lubbock legend Buddy Holly's birthday with a fun-filled 50s Day. Let's check out the activities that happened at Roberts Elementary.
Why is it important for Buddy Holly to be here in Lubbock? Like, what's so important about Lubbock?
Because he performed here and he was born here.
What is your favorite thing about Buddy Holly?
That where he goes around Texas to sing for everybody. He performed here, and I think that was really cool.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Buddy!
Now isn't that cool? Students went all out at Honey Elementary for Buddy Holly's birthday, dressing up in fun 50s outfits. Holly would have been 87 years today if he was still alive. And students from across the district learned the importance of Buddy Holly to the Lubbock region and to rock and roll.
Roscoe Wilson also celebrated Holly's birthday with the 50s Day of their own. The rock and roll legend lives on, impacting a new generation of students at Roscoe every year. Our own Sarah Rose caught up with a 5th grader to reflect on her experience on Buddy's stomping grounds.
It's important because I've done it for so long, and it's just very special. I mean, if I go to Hutch or Lubbock High, I'll still go to the same school Buddy Holly did, but this is my last 50s day in elementary school. Buddy Holly invented rock and roll, and he went to Roscoe Wilson. It's kind of special to think that I went to the same school Buddy Holly did, and maybe I went to the same classroom he did.
Sticking at Roscoe Wilson, our goal this year is to travel and tell a story of every one of our Lubbock ISD campuses. And at Roscoe Wilson, Sarah and Elena went on a quest to find a fearless leader, and they found that and so much more at the intersection of 26 and Elgin. At this IB school, you can see everything from a paper floral arrangement to a fish tank. But more than the fish and flowers, Roscoe Wilson is deeply rooted in supporting their students and their teachers with a growth mindset ever present. Assistant Principal Becca Heron told us more.
Getting to see students grow, getting to see teachers grow. A big part of my job is equipping and working with teachers. We do observations and feedback, and so giving them feedback of, you might try this, or I noticed this, and then seeing them implement it and come back so excited of like, it worked, or this is what I did, is really excited. And the same thing with students, that are needing to problem solve a lot, and then seeing them use their skills and saying like, I did it, I was able to problem solve and use my words instead of using my hands. And so that excitement of being able to accomplish something and feel like what you've worked so hard for, you accomplished.
I love how they gave keys for being a fearless leader. I think that this was a fun project to start the year on.
I agree. And we aren't done yet, because still to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today, we head over to the game play with Lincoln. There was a big win for the Lady Westerns recently, and Lincoln will have all of the details coming up with sports.
But first, we continue our tour around Lubbock ISD as we check out more of our elementary campuses. And are you tuned in? Diego has all the trending news coming up.
So stick with us as we have more coming after this short break.
Today we were forcing our anchors to think on the spot. Being able to ad-lib is a vital key for our anchors in case anything goes wrong. Recently, we pushed this to the extreme.
All right, anchors, we are going live.
But there's nothing on the teleprompter. What are we supposed to do? We can't debut a new show without scripts.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to LISD Today. Now let's toss it to the weather.
Nothing to report on weather.
Toss to sports?
Nothing on sports.
Well, that concludes our show.
Thanks for watching, I think.
They'll get better at it. Sorry. Usually I'd have something clever to say, but there's nothing on the script.
In AV, by the time our students make it to the second-year class, they're pretty well versed in the basics of our studio. But there's one thing that continues to stump them.
Guys, I don't know how to key in the green screen. You have to call in reinforcements.
Hit key 2. Make sure it's on chroma key. Select your camera. Finally, make sure you have ProPresenter underneath so your graphics are keyed.
It's a good thing we always have our teachers here to help us.
For our second semester, a lot of students need to get drone certified. But before that, we needed a different way to get our shots. Yeah, getting certified proved to be a little easier.
Welcome back to the show with your hosts, Sierra Davila and myself, Aubrey Noble. Weather with James Pennington. Sports with Lincoln Oglesby. And Tuned In with Diego Molinar. Now, back to the desk as we continue this episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
And with that, we welcome you back to Lubbock ISD Today. And Aubrey, that was cool that you voiced that. Are you now our official voice for our show?
I hope that I am. I'd love to do some voice acting in my future, and I think this could really hone in my skills.
That's the truth. Now, let's pick up right where we left off and head on back to our schools.
Sure thing. Next up, we have Miller Elementary. At Miller, the teachers and staff are determined to help their kids grow up to be the best people that they can be. Miller Elementary is one of our campuses with an A rating. Students, staff, and parents all play into the huge role of success and to the overall success of the school. You could tell everyone shares the same goal here. Teachers take pride in student success, which plays into their mission statement, empowering and transforming lives.
Is about fearless leaders with LISD TV. We move on to elementary from elementary. Let's fly over to the superstars and take a look at their environment that Harwell Elementary creates. Our Alana Patrick has the story.
Step into the vibrant world of Harwell Elementary School, home of the superstars. Let's dive into what makes this bilingual institution truly exceptional. A hallmark of Harwell is its commitment to bilingual education, embracing diversity and celebrating cultures. The school provides an inclusive environment where every superstar thrives. Academic excellence is paramount, coupled with a focus on life skills like problem solving and teamwork. And that's Harwell Elementary, where every student becomes a superstar, shining brightly.
Great work by Alana. Harwell is such a great campus.
It really is. We had so much fun being there and learning the history of our school.
Hey, speaking of fun, Diego is standing by with the students' favorite segment.
Yes, he is. Diego, take it away.
Thanks so much, guys. My name is Diego Molinar, a senior at Lubbock High. And are you tuned in? Because I am. Let's get into some of the trending topics around the world. Deep sea explorers were at a loss for words after discovering a mysterious golden orb on the ocean floor. Scientists were full of questions as they poked at the bizarre specimen, which they found roughly 2 miles beneath the surface in the Gulf of Alaska. Scientists collected a sample of the orb to study in their lab. Not sure if this sets the gold standard for bizarre finds, but it certainly left the team searching for answers. Next, we take a look at a raging river rescue of a rescue dog. In Wellesley, Massachusetts, police were searching for a dog reported missing. When they learned firefighters nearby found the animal, a rescue named Maggie, trapped in the rocks in the churning Charles River. They said she slipped in the river and got pulled downstream, then finally jumped to safety, only to fall back in again and get trapped in a spillway where she was later rescued and reunited with her owners. And did you see this?
And the VMA goes to Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift won a record-breaking 9 VMA awards. She won some very impressive awards like the Video of the Year, the Song of the Year, and Artist of the Year. Her album, Speak Now, Taylor's version, debuted at #1 the first day and broke all streaming records with 126.2 million streams. Great accomplishment. Finally, we go to the box office. Oppenheimer fell 3 places to finish in 8th place this weekend, adding $3 million to its more than $315 million domestic total. Barbie tumbled to 2nd place, down to 5th, on ticket sales of $5.9 million. Barbie has already cemented its place as the biggest movie of the year, with a domestic total of $620 million. The Equalizer 3 slipped from 1st place to 2nd with $12.1 million, bringing its 2-week total to $61.8 million. The Nun 2 scared off its competition in a #1 debut. The latest movie in the Conjuring series bowed with $32.6 million. And with that, you are now tuned in. We hope you enjoyed the segment. Of course, if you want to be tuned in with all the great things happening in Lubbock ISD, make sure to follow us on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. All of our handles are Lubbock ISD TV. And with that, I'll send it back to our great team of Aubrey and Sierra at the desk.
Just follow us on the iPad. Great reminder to follow us for more great content.
Yes, it is. Now, last night there was a great lightning show and thunderstorm. In fact, the Lubbock Weather Service says that we got over an inch here in the hub city.
Wow, and I hear that there is a possibility of more. Let's send it on over to James Pennington as he is standing on by the weather set. James?
Lubbock ISD today. Let's go on into the weather for this week in the coldest district of schools in the 806. Beginning with tonight, nothing too extra, nothing like that, just the real deal, and maybe some cheekiness. Let's start off with getting ready for the week ahead. It's currently September 15th, and it brings us some scattered thunderstorms with the high warm of the temperature is a nice 78 degrees. And if you go into the game tonight, bring a jacket. The chilliest of the cold is 61 degrees, and the wind is chilly, and a solid chance of rain. The next week is the same as last, but 1 degree higher is 79 degrees in the highs, and in the lows is 61 degrees, and the darkest of the nighttime. The weather is scattered thunders, rainstorms, everything is all scatterbrained. Everything is not the same. The wind is calm as a cucumber. September 17th is Monday is the 18th. Tuesday, to remember, the days are a staggering upper 80s and the nights are colder 60s. The wind is the same as the last. And finally, for the next couple of days, we make an escape from the cloudy, rainy rains into the more sunny. September 19th, a Wednesday, and also September 20th, a Thursday, are both clone temps for each other, making them both an upper 80s and the lower 60s. In the daytimes, Thursday the 21st and Friday the 22nd of the week, next week, are getting hot up in here. 87 for the first day of Thursday, and the night in the 60s. And Friday is still frying us with 86 in the highs and the lowers of 60s. So, Lubbock ISD, prepare for a wacky ride for the week that's coming up. Stay prepared for the wettest of the wet and the driest of the dry. And this has been Weather with James.
I hope we get more rain on the way, and still to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today. We keep it real with Mr. Ward. What does he have for us this week? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
But first, we head over to the sports set with Lincoln on gameplay.
So stick with us, where we'll have more coming up after this second break.
I'm really excited. We're going to work on our first LAISD Today show. It's going to be super good. I'm so excited to work with everybody. Everybody's going to do awesome.
The show starts in 5 minutes. Hurry up! Faster! Faster! Come on, go! Turn back and forth! You drop all over the idiot!
You know what? If Dilly's getting yelled at us, let's go check out the script he's been working on.
Yeah. Only 5 words?
I can explain. I only had...
Welcome to Lubbock ISD Today!
Here at LISD TV, we go through our slumps, just like anybody else. But especially for our first years, who are, well, beginners. We like to go back and review what we did wrong, so we can learn, get better. All right, look at this, Gary. Do you see the way you're slumping?
I don't think it's that bad.
That's pretty bad, Gary.
No, it's not that. No.
You are obviously slumping.
And they barely notice it.
Okay, Gary, you see that?
Yeah, what about it?
That's not natural.
Yeah, it is. It's the twitch. It's the twitch.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
See, that one I think is a little rough, but it's not that bad.
That's bad, Gary. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I know where to start with this one.
I don't even know where to begin. That was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Why don't you think so?
There were people watching us live. We were live, Gary.
And they were jamming out at home like I was.
But eventually, the great ones figure it out.
Man, what an unbelievable show. I'm sure y'all will love it. Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed on that one.
Lubbock High, Monterey, Coronado, and Estacado. All of them are perennial playoff contenders, wreaking havoc to every name on their schedule.
Oh, what a ball! What a score!
Elite? Yeah. A tradition of winning? But when did that tradition start? Was it the state championships that laid the foundation? The district titles that come on an annual basis? Or none of that at all? Maybe it's something more. And tonight, we are going to find out because the Boys of Fall are back. Presented by Lubbock ISD TV.
We are committed to do our best in everything we do. And I mean everything.
Are we focused? Are we focused? Are we focused? Someone tell me if I focus. Am I focused?
That's not it.
Stemma!
3.
Welcome back to Real to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV. This week on Keeping It Real, hey yo, guess what day it is, huh? Come on, Sienna, guess what day it is?
Tie Tuesday.
No? Come on, Lily, you gotta know what day it is.
Game day.
What?
How happy are Lubbock ISD fans every time we take a broadcast?
I'd say happier than Mr. Ward on game day.
Game day, yeah!
Well, welcome into Gameplay. I'm Lincoln Oglesby, a junior from Monterey High. They say, win the game before it's played. And for the Lubbock High Lady Western volleyball team, they have been working hard, looking to get in the win column. District play has officially started, and it started with a bang for the Lubbock High Lady Westerners as they nabbed their first district victory since 2018 and knocked off Coronado for the first time since the two teams began playing volleyball since the early 1990s. Skyria Dizia had 17 assists and 11 kills. Bailey Literal had 13 kills, and Bella Valdez had 22 digs in the 5-set victory against Coronado. The Westerners look to capitalize on their momentum this week to take on the district co-leader, Lubbock Cooper, on Friday. And to the gridiron, nothing says football like homecoming game because over at Estacado, they celebrated their homecoming with a parade. Check out this awesome footage captured by our own Jaden Lopez. You can really feel the festivities in the air. Everyone from their feeder school showed up and is pumped for the homecoming as we can see just how much effort they put into this. There are various groups within the parade as it is not just football. It sure is wonderful to see everyone participate for the celebration. On the topic of success, Estacado, they are ranked 9th in the state of Texas in football. Monterey is having a great start in the year as they are 2-1 and are looking nice. Lubbock High is 1-2 and are on the road playing San Angelo, while Coronado may be down with a record of 0-3, but they're still determined to win their next game. Now let's dive into Lubbock ISD swimming and diving team. They'll get a running start into their season with this upcoming week. All varsity's eligible swimmers and divers, both JV and varsity, will compete together at the Frisco Sprint Invitational. Diving will compete on Friday the 22nd and swimming will complete on Saturday the 23rd. Wish our swimmers and divers luck. And finally, this year's cross-country session has kicked off with meets all around West Texas, from Andrews to Amarillo. From Monterey, Bailey Springer breaks the school record once again, running for an 18:41 5K. Coronado is also gunning for a successful season with Zershana Harris running her personal best of 18:44 at Amarillo ISD Invitational. This weekend's meet at LCU is looking like a face-off between their other top competitors, Lathan Myers from Coronado, Trip Gray from Monterey, Elias Gonzalez from Lubbock High, and Grayson Hastings from Monterey. Wow, sounds like quite the show. Good luck to all our district runners.
It does sound like a fun meet. I'm always impressed with this long-distance runners.
Me too. They have to be mentally strong and willing to train all the time. We wish them the best of luck.
We do. Thanks for covering sports, Lincoln.
You bet.
And still to come on this episode of Lubbock ISD Today, it is coming to a close.
It sadly is. Nothing less, don't tune out just yet, as we take out for a short pause just before our grand finale.
Stay tuned.
With Lubbock ISD TV, our fans can always check out the highlights of all of our shows and sports broadcasts by following our social media. Superfans can even get more access by watching live streams, video on demand, and more on our website and the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel. And for the fanatics who still can't get enough of Lubbock ISD TV, we have uncut footage of Rainin punching buttons on the director's board just for you. Keep up to date with all the things Lubbock ISD TV on all of our platforms.
Wait, how long have you been here?
I matter because I make people's day.
I matter because God put me here for a reason.
I matter because of the influence that I have on people.
I matter because I help others.
I matter because I have goals for my future.
I matter because I'm more than a Review 360. I matter because I'm more than what you perceive me as.
I matter because I'm a McKinsey Raider.
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 I matter because I'm a McKinsey Raider. I matter because I'm a McKinsey Raider.
Welcome back to Lubbock ISD Today. I really hope you've enjoyed our second edition of the show. Our students worked so hard on today's show, you don't even know. And another thing that we've been working on all season or all year has been our football broadcast. Last year, our goal was to be a 100% student-produced, having all the equipment by mid-September. And we knocked that out of the park, really, by the second week. And we were able to do that because our students, rather your students, and their commitment to our program. They say you're only as good as those that you surround yourself with. And man, I must say, we have some great students here this year, and they are committed to being great. You love hearing that, right? In all, we have over 100 students in the program, and I can't wait for contest season to come around because we're gonna shine. Now it's me, Mr. Ward, keeping it real, only on Lubbock ISD Today. I'll send it back to our team of 4 at the desk.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ward. And we want to thank you so much for tuning in to the second edition of Lubbock ISD Today.
We'll be back next week bringing more stories from across Lubbock ISD.
And we can't wait for that. But don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms for amazing stories.
And we will see you next time on Lubbock ISD Today. Technical Director, Sarah Rose. Audio Engineer, Jaden Lopez. Floor Director is Elena Lucero. Camera 2, Alana Patrick. At the desk, Sierra Davila. And myself, Aubrey Noble. Sports with Lincoln Oglesby. Weather with James Pennington. And Tuned In with Diego Molinar. And your voice of Lubbock ISD Today, Aubrey Noble.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
As football season begins to kick off, Lubbock High School unleashes their ultimate morale boosters, the Rough Riders. The Rough Riders have been described as something between a cheerleader and a mascot, having been a part of the game day tradition since the very beginning, always being seen creating hype with the cheer team and pom squad. The Rough Riders are notorious for their high energy throughout the entirety of the game, as well as pep rallies, somehow managing to keep an army of Westerners excited throughout hours and hours worth of chants and cheers. Loved by most students and staff alike, the Rough Riders are an integral part of Lubbock High's sports division and its history, representing the unique tenacity and never-give-up attitude that the Westerners show in every game. Sportsmanship, then victory. Go Westerners!